Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudiraye Nashtaprayesa Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Ruttama Sloke Bhaktir Bhavatir Naishtaki. We are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 9, Chapter 11, entitled Lord Ramachandra Rules the World. Text 24 and 25. I will read the text 24 and translation, then we will recite text number 25. Sri Rajo Vacha Katam sa Bhagavan Ramo Bhratrin va Swayamatmanah Tasmin va tenanta vartanta Praja Paurascha Ishvare. Translation purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. Maharaj Parikshit inquired from Sukadeva Goswami, how did the Lord conduct himself and how did he behave in relationship with his brothers, who were expansions of his own self, and how did his brothers and the inhabitants of Ayodhya treat him? Text 25. Please repeat. Shri Badarayanir Uvacha Ata Adishad Digvijaye Bratrin Tribhuvana Ishvara Atmanam Darshayan Swanam Purim Aikshata Sa Anugaha. Shri Badarayanir Uvacha Atadi Saddigvijaye Atadishad Digvijaye Bratrim Stri Bhuvaneshwaraha Bratrim Tribhuvaneshwaraha Atmanam Darshayan Swanam Atmanam Darshayan Swanam Puri Maikshata Sanugaha Puri Maikshata Sanugaha Atadi Saddigvijaye Bratrim Stri Bhuvaneshwaraha Atmanam Darshayan Swanam Puri Maikshata Sanugaha Atadi Saddigvijaye Bratrim Stri Bhuvaneshwaraha Atmanam Darshayan Swanam Puri Maikshata Sanugaha Atadi Saddigvijaye Bratrim Stri Bhuvaneshwaraha Atmanam Darshayan Swanam Puri Maikshata Sanugaha. Bratrim Stri Bhuvaneshwaraha Atmanam Darshayan Swanam Puri Maikshata Sadhunaha. Tadi Atadi Saddigvijaye Darshayan Swanam You want to read? Atadiste Digvijaye Bratrim Sri Bhuvaneshwaraha Atmanam Darshayan Swanam Puri Maikshata Sanugaha Srivadharayani Ruvacha Adi Saddigvijaye Bratrim Sri Bhuvaneshwaraha Atmanam Darshayan Swanam Purnachata Sanugaha Srivadharayani Ruvacha Atadi Saddigvijaye Swanam Puri Makshata Sanugaha. Matajis Sri Badarayani Ruvacha Atadi Saddigvijaye Bratrim Sri Bhuvaneshwaraha Atmanam Darshayan Swanam Word to word meaning. Sri Badarayani Ruvacha Sri Sukadeva Goswami said, Atha, hereafter, when the Lord accepted the throne on the request of Bharata, Adisat ordered Digvijaye to conquer all the world. Bratrin, his younger brothers. Tribhuvaneshwaraha, the Lord of the universe. Atmanam, personally, himself. Darshayan, giving audience. Swanam, to the family members and the citizens. Purim, the city. Aikshata, supervised. Sa Anugaha, with other assistants. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. Translation. Sukadeva Goswami replied, after accepting the throne of the government by the fervent request of his younger brother Bharata, Lord Ramachandra ordered his younger brothers to go out and conquer the entire world, while he personally remained in the capital to give audience to all the citizens and residents of the palace and supervise the governmental affairs with his other assistants. Please repeat. Sukadeva Goswami replied, after accepting the throne of the government by the fervent request of his younger brother Bharata, Lord Ramachandra ordered his younger brothers to go out and conquer the entire world, while he personally remained in the capital to give audience to all the citizens and residents of the palace and supervise the governmental affairs with his other assistants. Purport by His Divine Grace. The Supreme Personality of Godhead does not allow any of His devotees or assistants to be engaged in sense gratification. The younger brothers of Lord Ramachandra were at home enjoying the personal presence of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. But the Lord ordered them to go out and achieve victory all over the world. It was the custom, and this custom in some places is still current, that all other kings would have to accept the supremacy of the emperor. If the king of a small state did not accept the emperor's supremacy, there would be a fight, and the king of the small state would be obliged to accept the emperor as supreme. Otherwise, it would not be possible for the emperor to rule the country. Lord Ramachandra showed his favor to his brothers by ordering them to go out. Many of the Lord's devotees residing in Vrindavan have taken the vow not to leave Vrindavan to preach Krishna consciousness. But the Lord says that Krishna consciousness should be spread all over the world, in every town and in every village and every town. This is the open order of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Chaitanya Bhagavat, Antyakanda 4.126. Prithivite yachayate nagaradigram sarvatra prachare hoibe moranam. A pure devotee, therefore, must execute the order of the Lord and must not gratify his senses by remaining stagnant in one place, falsely proud, thinking that because he does not leave Vrindavan but chants in a solitary place, he has become a great devotee. A devotee must carry out the order of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, Yare deko tare kaho Krishna Upades. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Leela 7.128. Every devotee, therefore, should spread Krishna consciousness by preaching, asking whomever he meets to accept the order of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The Lord says, Sarvadharman parityajya mamekam saranam vraja. Bhagavad Gita 18.66. Abandon all varieties of religion and just surrender unto me. This is the order of the Lord, who speaks as the Supreme Emperor. Everyone should be induced to accept this order, for this is victory, Dig Vijay. And it is the duty of the soldier, the devotee, to impress upon everyone this philosophy of life. Of course, those who are Kanishta Adhikaris do not preach, but the Lord shows mercy to them also, as He did by staying personally in Ayodhya to give audience to the people in general. One should not mistakenly think that the Lord asked His younger brothers to leave Ayodhya because He especially favored the citizens. The Lord is merciful to everyone, and He knows how to show His favor to each individual person according to his capacity. One who abides by the order of the Lord is a pure devotee. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjanasalakaya Sakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangam Rangayate Girim Yatkripatamaham Bande Sri Gurum Dinataranam Paramananda Madhavam Sri Krishna Chaitanya Devam Vancha kalpatarabhyasya kripa sindhubhya evacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Namo Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesha Shunyavadi Pastachade Satarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So in this section of Srimad Bhagavatam, Lord Ramachandra's pastimes are described. So this is almost the conclusion of the pastimes of Lord Ramachandra, wherein Parikshit Maharaj is inquiring in these slokas about how did the Lord conduct Himself in Ayodhya. Especially in His relationship with His brothers. how did the brothers and inhabitants relate to Lord Ramachandra? So, to that, Sukadeva Goswami is replying how Lord Ramachandra accepted to become the emperor on the fervent request of his younger brother Bharat. Even though Bharata's mother, Kaikeyi, wanted him to be the emperor, but Bharat Maharaj, he was not really interested. In fact, this all happened when he was out of town. When you go out of town, so many things happen. So he was out of town, and Lord Ramachandra was asked to go to forest for 14 years. And when he heard that, when he came back, when he heard that, he was completely upset with his mother. Why did he do that? He was not very happy. Oh, I got a good golden opportunity now. No. In fact, it is stated how in the pastime of Lord Ramachandra, Lakshman is none other than Balaram. And Bharat and Shatrughan, they are Shank and Chakra, Lord's personal paraphernalia, weapon and paraphernalia. You can't expect the weapon to be very happy when the Lord himself is going out actually. So Bharat Maharaj, he was not really happy. In fact, he wanted to bring back Lord Ramachandra, for which Ramachandra said, no, I have already promised. Lord Ramachandra is playing the role of an ideal person, Maryad Purushottam, ideal king. Whatever role he played the ideal role. Ideal son, ideal husband, ideal king, ideal brother, everything ideal. You can't expect anything less than that when the Lord himself plays the role. So he said, no, I accepted my father's. Father, he didn't even tell. It was Kaikeyi who told actually, no, your father wants you to go. He said, yes, accepted. Next day he was to be the emperor of the world, and he was told, you please go to forest. He had no argument. He didn't say, you promised sometime, what I have to do with it? Ideal son. Yes, father wanted it, I am doing it. So Bharat Maharaj was very upset that Lord Ramachandra has to go. So much so that when Ramachandra was out and he has to rule the kingdom, in fact, he lived a life of a saint. It is said that he was eating only barley cooked in cow's urine. He was not enjoying the royal feast. He was not enjoying the royal feast. He was eating the barley cooked in cow urine. I don't know how it would taste. He was eating that. 14 years. Not 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, 14 years. And he was not wearing the royal dress. He was wearing the tree barks. Because Ramchandra is wearing tree barks. He can't wear better than that. He was wearing tree barks even though he was supposed to be emperor. And he was not combing his hair. It was all matted and locked hairs. Like a rishi in the Himalayas. Raja Rishi, after all. And he was sleeping on the kusha grass bed, not on the, very soft cushion. Shri Shri Radha Ras Vihari Ji ki, Sita Ram Lakshmana Hanuman ki, Shri Gaur Nitai ki. Kusha grass bed. And in fact, he kept Lord Ramachandra's padukas. When Lord Ramachandra was leaving, he requested him to come back. When he said that no, at least he said, give me the paduka. He took the paduka and he kept that paduka on the throne. And he was worshipping that paduka, as good as Ramachandra. So in this way, he also said that in 14 years, if you are not going to come, I am going to sacrifice myself. You have to come. 14 is the upper limit, nothing more than that. Not even 1 day I am going to wait. So much so that Lord Ramachandra has to send Hanuman, please go until I am coming, otherwise this fellow will do anything. Because he knew that, the Bharat's determination. So that is what Sukadeva Goswami is telling, the fervent request of Bharat Maharaj, his brother. Lord Ramachandra said, yes, okay, I will assume. Comes back and takes the throne as the emperor of the whole world. So, Lord Ramachandra as I said, he played the ideal role in every respect in this avatar, Maryad Purushottam. So when he assumed the role of a king, he acted like a perfect, ideal king. What is expected of a king? It is stated that the king is actually the representative of 8 principal demigods. On behalf of those demigods, the king executes the activities within the world, in his kingdom. Indra, Chandra, Surya, Varuna, Vayu, Agni, Kuvera and Yamaraj. These are the 8 principal demigods. So the king is actually considered to be the representative of these demigods. And these demigods are representative of Lord Krishna. What Krishna wants to achieve, the administration of the universe, these demigods execute on behalf of Krishna. And on behalf of these demigods, the king is executing on his kingdom, in this planet, in this kingdom, in his own kingdom, whatever it is. So the king is considered to be the representative of demigods, and demigods are representative of Krishna. So for that purpose, the king is also called Naradevata. Devata in the form of a human being. Now, Lord Ramachandra, who is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he is assuming the same role a king is supposed to do. Who is supposed to be represented of demigod, who is supposed to be represented of Krishna. So, it is exactly like Lord Ramachandra's duty of executing in the entire universe, he is doing it personally as a king in the earthly planet. So, he is executing the role of a king. You can't expect anything less than perfection. Ideal king. Maryad Purushottam. So, the Lord is known as Devaraj, Devatas. He is the king of all the Devatas. Now the same Devaraj has become Raja of this earthly planet. And the Nara Devata, supposed to be Nara Devata, is actually Supreme Personality of God. Devaraj has become Nara Devata now. So, in this, Lord Ramachandra executed the Raja Dharma. Sometimes this Raja Dharma word is used, the duty of a king. There is also Rajaniti, politics, diplomacy, and statesmanship. A king also is supposed to be expert in Rajaniti also. Not everybody needs to be expert in Rajaniti. Administrators are supposed to be for the purpose of proper administration, not to do manipulation. Sama, Dana, Beta and Danda. First of all, you try to pacify a person, Hare bhai, why don't you do this? No, not do it. Then give him some charity. Chalo, ye le lo, kargo, kam se kam. No, not acting. Beda, divide and try to see, make another person to take care of him. That's also not working. Danda, Dandaniti. That's a last resort. Don't take the Danda first. Danda is supposed to be at the end. Kabhi sudhrega nahi hai na, fir Danda lena padega. So this Dandaniti, the king is supposed to execute on behalf of Yamaraj, who has got the Danda. All the living entities who are sinful, the Yamaraj, unko Danda lena padta hai. So the king is supposed to similarly take the Danda for those citizens who are miscreants, who are, not following the dharma, their own dharma. Each one is supposed to follow their own dharma. A citizen has to follow his own praja dharma. If praja is not doing his praja dharma, the king has to do his raja dharma. So, the king actually punishes on behalf of Yamaraj. Why? Because if a person commits a sin, invariably he has to face the consequence. There is no excuse. One can escape the law of modern democratic penal codes. Indian penal code, this penal code, that penal code, one can escape. They will say that where is the evidence? This fellow killed this person, but there is no evidence. Because there is no evidence, you release him. A judge may release. But then, in God's court of law, there are plenty of evidences. wherever you committed any sin, there must have been some light of sun, if it is in the daytime. If in the night time, there will be light of moon. If it is dark night, Amavasya, there will be stars. Even if it is very clouded, there is no stars to be seen, there must be some air to breathe. Somebody is committing sin means he is living. Living means he has to breathe. Vayu is there. Vayu is one of the demigods, by the way. Vayu is there. Vayu is watching you. So there are so unlimited demigods are watching. And one cannot be excused. And in the court of Yamaraj, they will be the witnesses. Ye to kar diya, humko malum hai. So you can't escape. So the king punishes the sinful person in this lifetime itself so that he doesn't have to carry forward the sin to the next lifetime. It's a favor actually. When a king punishes with danda a miscreant, he is actually doing a favor to him. Are merko, no, he has given me punishment. What is this? Are bhai, he is doing a favor to you. Because you committed this, invariably you have to face the consequence. There is no excuse. It is a question whether you want to face it in this lifetime or next lifetime. Or in the future lifetimes. But the king becomes, very favorable to you. Khatam karo idhari. Why you carry forward the debt? Khatam idhari khatam karo. He punishes. So, Danda Niti is also there. This is part of Raja Niti. But then, Raja Dharma is something very special. What is the duty of, what is the king is supposed to do? Here, we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, what exactly Ramachandra was doing. The king is supposed to be protector of the surrendered. One of the quality, one of the dharma, Raja Dharma. If suppose somebody comes and surrenders, you can't punish him. In Srimad Bhagavatam, when Parikshit Maharaj was born, the Brahmanas came and they were telling to Yudhishthira Maharaj, oh, this boy is going to be protector of the surrendered like an ideal king. One of the qualities of an ideal king is protector of the surrendered. Therein, the example is given like whom? Sibi Maharaj. Example is given Sibi Maharaj. In the Sibi Maharaj's palace, once there was a pigeon. It was just trying to escape from an eagle. And it came inside. And it came to the king. Oh, please protect me. When somebody comes and says that, please protect me, you can't say, no, get out from me. No. Okay, I will protect you. Then comes the eagle. Hare, what you are doing? No, I want to eat. That is my food. King's duty is also to provide, facility for everyone's survival. Sabko खाना पीना देना भगवान का काम है. That same thing king is supposed to executing in the kingdom. And he said, he is my food. You can't stop me from eating that. You better be properly do your Raja Dharma. Are? Raja कहा कि Raja Dharma सिखाता है. He said, yes, that is true. But I already promised that I will protect this pigeon. What will I do? No, I don't know. I want to eat. I am hungry. So, ठीक है. You want to eat flesh? I will give my flesh. So, ठीक है. वो कितने वजन है उतना देना. बराबर देने का, कम नहीं लेगा. So, he put the balance and he cut his flesh. What did? Pigeon is still down, heavy. And he kept on cutting and putting the flesh. It is not at all come. He said, अरे इतना छोटा pigeon है, मैं इतना डाल दिया, और भी कुछ होता. For somebody to cut one's flesh means what it is. Kshatriyas can tolerate that. Kshatriyas, they have the willpower to tolerate any hurt he can do. Even if you are injured, he still heavy. You can't say, oh, my bimar ho gaya. He kept on, nothing is coming. Then he himself sat on the balance and then it became all right. He said, ठीक है, मेरे को खाओ पूरा. So, one can go to that extent of sacrificing oneself for the promise that he has made. And the promise to make to a surrendered person that I will protect you, Sibi Maharaj. He will be like Sibi Maharaj. So, then later on, by the way, the pigeon is the demigod Indra and eagle is the Agni. They wanted to test how he is executing his Raja Dharma. Yes, you are properly executing. Like that. So in the same way, Lord Ramachandra, he was also executing. Anybody surrenders to him, he accepted. Vibhishana came, he was on the opposite side. He said, no, I am coming. He said, accept. Everybody said, no, he may be a spy actually. He said, no, he has surrendered. What to speak of him? Even if Ravana comes and surrenders, I will accept him. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, every living entity is part and parcel. They may be doing certain activity temporarily, either favorable or unfavorable to Krishna. But at the end of the day, they are part and parcel. Sarvadharman parityajya mamekam saranam vraja. This saranam vraja is applicable to all the souls. Whether they are doing good things now, bad things now, sin now, anything. It's acceptable. So anybody comes to Krishna, he has to accept it. So Ramchandra was doing that Raja Dharma, accepting anyone. That they came to surrender unto him. So, the Brahmanas further went to say how Parikshit Maharaj will be following the Brahmanical principles and true to his promise, like Lord Ramachandra. The Brahmanas were predicting at the time of birth of Parikshit that this boy will be like Lord Ramachandra, like fulfilling the promise and protecting the Brahmanical culture. So Lord Ramachandra, he took Ekapatni Vrata. He said that actually Kshatriya can marry more than one wife. It's allowed. Vedic scripture allows. He said, no, I will take only one wife. Ekapatni Vrata. He never married. That's the reason when Surpanaka came, all those things have to happen. So Ramayana has to happen, by the way. So he didn't accept because he already promised. Otherwise, a Kshatriya is supposed to accept. When a woman comes and says, I am surrendering, you are supposed to accept it. But there he declined it because for a higher purpose of his promise that he will be a Ekapatni Vrata. So, in this way, another Raja Dharma is equanimity. Equanimity is the quality by means of which one is calm, composed in adversities in life, whether bad or good. Whether he has to ascend the throne or he has to go to the forest, you're not so much attached. Okay, go to forest, I am going to forest. Oh, I have to become emperor? Okay, I will become equanimity. Raja Dharma. And impartial to anyone, equal to every praja. All prajas, equal means not only the human beings, even to the animals. Anybody who is born in the country is a praja. And the king is supposed to be taking care of every one of them. Every one of them. Whether somebody is doing a big service or small service, appreciation. Hanuman is throwing a big boulder, or the squirrel is just throwing a little pebble. Ramchandra was equally treating. Not that this is a big one and this is a small one. Your service is insignificant. No. According to your capacity, you can do. So the whole idea is the quality. If your capacity is only lifting 1 gram and you are lifting 1 gram, it's a big thing. And your capacity is lifting 1 kilo and you are lifting only 10 grams. What is that? No, I am lifting more than this 1 gram wala. But what you are not lifting 90 gram, what about that? So when the Lord sees the devotional service executed, he sees the quality. The quality is high, immediately appreciate without depending on the quantity. So the king is supposed to execute justice without any favor, including his own persons near and dear. In the modern judicial system, suppose a judge is sitting on the bench, a case comes before him about somebody who is close to him, his friend, he is involved with something, his own son, his own wife, he can't take the case, right? Recuse yourself. No, I can't deal with this because he is closely related to me. Somebody else will see. Because there other judges are there. They will see. I will not see. Imagine there is only one judge in the whole country. What will happen? Only one judge. And that one judge is the king. King is the supreme, he is the chief justice of the country. He is supposed to give the final verdict. Now, suppose king's own man, he has to give justice, what happens? He has to be totally impartial, totally detached from the relation that he had and give the perfect verdict. That is how the kings were trained. Manu Samhita states that even if one is very close relative, still you detach yourself from that relation and give the proper justice. People used to do that. People used to do that. Before I will tell how Lord Ramachandra did, let us see an ordinary king of Kali Yuga. Forget about previous yugas. There was a king called, I have mentioned this in previously also, there was a king, this is very relevant here. There was a king called Manuniti Chola king, down south. This king was ruling the kingdom exactly according to Manu Samhita, so that his name itself is Manuniti Chola. In his kingdom, it was so wonderful that nobody would come to him. Anybody can come and ask for justice and everybody will get it. Nobody used to come, and he used to keep a bell on his door. If anybody comes and rings the bell, that means they want justice. Immediately he'll go and attend and give justice. And the bell was never ringing for quite some time. One fine day the bell was ringing, and he came and saw there was a cow ringing the bell. He said, what is the problem? What justice you want? Then cow started walking, he followed the cow. And the cow went to a place where the cow's calf was ran over and killed by a chariot. King said, who did this? Witnesses? Cow cannot tell who did this. They asked the people, hey, what happened? Everybody was quiet. They were not willing to tell. He said, no, you have to tell. You are right here, you must have seen, you have to tell. Otherwise, dandaleg. It is the prince, your son, who ran the chariot like this, and he killed this calf. Then he said, okay, bula usko. Everybody was wondering what is he going to do. He cannot now say that, oh, this is my own son's case, I am recusing. I will call somebody else. No, he has to do it. He has to do it. He said, you have killed this calf by running the chariot, you lie down. And he took the chariot and he himself drove the chariot and killed him. Only son, huh? Not that I will kill this fellow, another fellow is there to rule the kingdom. No. Only son killed. Say, what is this? Yes. If I don't kill it, he has to suffer in the next lifetime. And this is the punishment he has to get. So the kings were trained not to do favor to anyone, including the close ones like a son. That is the level of, morality and ethics the kings are trained. Under their autocracy, the kingdom can be heaven actually. They are supposed to have autocracy. Sometimes people think if the power is invested in one person, he may misuse it. Somebody like this person can never misuse it. So first training and giving power. And without training you give the power, they will definitely misuse it. Kali Yuga, obviously. So, Lord Ramachandra, how can he expect anything less than that in delivering justice? When Lord Ramachandra was incognito going into the city of Ayodhya, a washerman, a simple washerman, said that his wife went out of home and she stayed in somebody's house, came back, she said, I am not going to keep you. I don't know what you did in the other house. I don't know. I am not going to keep it. I am not like Ramchandra. Wife was there so long and he, accepted. I am not going to accept you like that. This is a question raised. Caesar's wife should be above suspicion. Even if it is applicable for Caesar, what to speak of Ramachandra? Huh? Ramachandra has to now take a decision. Justice delivery system, he has to give justice. Then Lord Ramachandra said, yes, this is under normal circumstances, this is true. But this is the outside story. There is always external thing and internal thing. Externally, yes, she was there. But internally, we know that she was not there. It's Maya Sita was there. The real Sita was not there. Who is in Ayodhya is not the Maya Sita. It's a real Sita who was not touched by Ravana. This is internal thing. He is not going to give a Bhagavatam class on that and convince this person. He said, no. Normal, yes, what he said is true. And I have to give justice. And Lord Ramachandra, to give justice, so now Ramachandra is dealing with his own wife. More dear. For a person, wife is more dear than son, isn't it? So he said, told Lakshman, okay, take her to the forest and leave, banish. Many times, the Lord Ramachandra gets criticism. He is not doing his duty of the husband. There is also a Graha Dharma. The Dharma in the house also is there, no? How can a husband banish the wife who is pregnant? What is this? Unless somebody's heart is like stone, how can he do like that? Here, Lord Ramachandra is put before two things. There is a Graha Dharma, there is a Raja Dharma. The Graha Dharma only, the domain is only the house. One who is going to be affected is only the wife and relatives. But Raja Dharma, entire kingdom is going to be affected. So for a higher purpose, lower purpose can be sacrificed. There are so many dharmas actually. Savai pumsam paro dharmor yador bhakti radokchaje. Everybody has got so many dharmas, you know. Somebody is born in a family, he has got some responsibility to the parents, responsibility to the society, responsibility to so many things, country. But there is also a responsibility to Krishna. And to fulfill that responsibility to Krishna, one can sacrifice the lower dharma. Deva rishi bhutaptanunam pitrunam nakankaroyam nayam rinicharajan sarvatmanaya saranam saranyam gato mukunda parihritya kartum. So many responsibilities, devatas, rishis, deva rishi, bhuta, apta, pitru, all these are also responsibility. You know, dharma, this is dharma. And one can sacrifice a lower dharma for a higher dharma. So here, someone who says that Lord Ramachandra did not fulfill his duty towards the wife, you have to know that to fulfill the duty to the country, he has sacrificed his duty towards his wife. Higher dharma, that has to be accepted and appreciated. So in this way, the Supreme Lord actually ruled as an ideal in all the roles he has taken in this avatar. Ideal king. And so much so that in this particular verse, we are seeing how Lord Ramachandra told his brothers, Lakshman, Bharat and Shatrughan, to go and conquer the world. The emperor has to establish his supremacy by touring the entire kingdom. And any, king of small province, if they don't accept the authority, then they have to fight and establish their strength. And they have gone and to establish the supremacy of Lord Ramachandra. And Srila Prabhupada writes elaborately on what a devotee should be doing. Devotees are not asked to go and conquer with a bow and arrow. But Prabhupada says that devotees should accept the order of this is the order of Lord Ramachandra. Okay, you all go out and go and conquer the entire world. Lakshman, Bharat, Shatrughan, go. They accepted the order. And they went and conquered everyone and made them to surrender unto the lotus feet of Lord Ramachandra and accept his authority as the emperor of the world. Made them to surrender. The devotee's dharma, sabka dharma, abhi devotee dharma. Devotee's dharma, Prabhupada is talking about. The Supreme Lord says, Sarva dharman parityajya mamekam saranam vraja. Bring all the fallen conditioned souls and surrender unto the lotus feet of Lord Krishna. That is the order of Lord Krishna. And to execute that order, the devotees, pure devotees, they go and preach all around the world. So Prabhupada writes in the purport how Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wanted, so this is, Ramachandra told his brothers to go and make them surrender as far as the administration is concerned. Whereas Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wanted all these fallen conditioned souls to take the process of Krishna consciousness. Prithivite achayati nagaradigram. Every town and village one should go. Yare dekho tare kaho Krishna upadesh. Go to every town and village and tell whomever you see, chant the holy names of Krishna. Krishna's upadesh is to surrender unto him. And make these people come and surrender unto the lotus feet of Krishna. This is devotee dharma. Srila Prabhupada explains, some devotees, they will say that, no, we are very interested in chanting Hare Krishna, staying in Vrindavan, and we will do bhajan. We are taking a lot of pleasure in bhajana. And what is the need? Why to take so much trouble? Traveling, finding out, putting the poster, making the program, calling people, arranging prasad, बहुत कुछ. कौन करेगा इतना? इतना कष्ट कौन उठाएगा? आराम से बैठ के chanting करेगा. So this is Bhajananandi, who wants to actually be situated in one place and chant. And Goshtyanandis, they associate with other devotees and together they go out and preach the message of Lord Krishna and bring the fallen conditioned souls to the lotus feet of Lord Krishna. There is nothing wrong in both of these actually. Lord Ramachandra is giving equal favor to both his brothers who are going and conquering as well as to those who are staying in the Ayodhya city. But bhajana is possible when one's mind and senses are fully under control. Only bhajan is good enough for those people who have conquering. Either you conquer your mind and senses and chant Hare Krishna in one place, or otherwise you go out and conquer the whole world preaching. At the end of the day, you have to conquer something. You decide what you have to conquer. If you are good enough to conquer your senses and mind, which are very difficult to in Kali Yuga, you have to conquer the world by making the fallen conditioned souls to come closer to Krishna. So, when some people would come to Prabhupada and say that, no, we will want to do bhajan in the solitary place, that's fine. But are your mind and senses conquered? If the mind and senses are not conquered, what will happen after a few days of chanting? Your mind will be running like a monkey in the Vrindavan forest. You went to Vrindavan, you want to chant in solitary place, and the solitary place when you are chanting, your mind and the senses are not conquered, you will be giving attention to only monkeys. Your mind is like a monkey, it will give monkey attention, and then you will act like monkey after some time. Why to take such kind of risk? So Srila Prabhupada made this Krishna consciousness movement a Goshtyanandi movement. This is conquering the world movement. All directions Prabhupada sent all the devotees. So Prabhupada is like a emperor. He's sending his representatives, go conquer. Like that Prabhupada sent, you go to London, you go to Australia, you go to Europe. Even though those devotees who were sent, they were not very experienced, anything. But still, they followed the order of their emperor, Prabhupada. And they actually conquered. They really conquered. They established Krishna conscious centers all over the world. And definitely, there is much more to do. We have not reached all the villages and towns. Even there are so many places there. So, following in the footsteps of Srila Prabhupada, it is our dharma. Our dharma is to actually engage in Krishna consciousness, save ourselves first, and then save others. Conquering others by bringing them to lotus feet of Lord Krishna. So, But the Lord is merciful. Somebody who is also not preaching, the Lord is giving opportunity. Prabhupada says that those who are not wanting to preach, let them do worship, deity worship. Prabhupada says, those who don't want to preach Kanishta, they can just do worship also. Exactly like Lord Ramachandra in Ayodhya, he was giving personal audience to his other relatives and citizens, etc. But the real generals, they are out. Generals are out in the field. And those who are not able to go on the field, they were also given opportunity equally, impartial. That is one thing of a king. He should be impartial, giving benefit to everyone. So, in this connection, today is also the disappearance day of Srila Ishwara Puri, the spiritual master of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Ishwara Puri is a disciple of Sri Madhavendra Puri. Madhavendra Puri in the Madhva Sampradaya is the first one to exhibit the love of Godhead, Krishna Prem, the first one. So coming from Madhva Sampradaya, he was exhibiting that. His wonderful disciple was Ishwara Puri. And Ishwara Puri could understand the mind of his Guru and serve him so nicely that even towards the end of Madhavendra Puri's pastimes, he was so weak, he was on the bed and he was even passing urine and stool on the bed, and Ishwara Puri would clean very nicely. All the menial services he will do. And he will understand the mind of his Guru and he will satisfy him, so much so that Madhavendra Puri bestowed the love of Godhead in Ishwara Puri. Ishwara Puri. So Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he went to Gaya, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went to Gaya to perform Pindadan ceremony for his father. At the time he was 16 years old. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, in the early pastimes as Nimai Pandit, he was a big scholar. And he will teach. He will teach. He is a teacher actually. Vyakarana, grammar and all those things. He was very expert, Nimai Pandit. So when he went to Gaya, there to do the Pinda ceremony as an obligation, there he met Ishwara Puri. And immediately he could understand that he is such a pure devotee. He took shelter of him. And he told me, can you please initiate me? He said the mantra with which he has to initiate actually. By means of which, first he initiated him, then Ishwara Puri gave the mantra, Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. So when Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu started chanting, he was feeling ecstasy. Previously he was a scholar. Now he is chanting Hare Krishna and feeling ecstatic symptoms. And he said, he went to Ishwara Puri, said, what mantra you have given? What mantra? Kiba mantra dila. What mantra you have given? When I chant, I become mad. And Ishwara Puri said, that is good. This is the goal of life. Keep chanting. When Prakashananda Saraswati questioned Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, you are a sannyasi. Oh, why are you chanting? This is not sentimental. You exhibit sentiment, crying. Kya hai? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, I am a fool. I don't know anything. My Guru told me, my dear child, you are foolish. No, you just chant Hare Krishna. And I am chanting. I don't know what is this crying. I don't know why I cried actually. I don't know. Prakashananda said, no, it's okay, you dance and chant also. At least why don't you study Vedanta? The conclusion of Vedanta is to come to Bhagavatam, and conclusion of Bhagavatam is to chant Hare Krishna and dance. So in that, he acknowledges himself to be the fool in front of his spiritual master Ishwara Puri, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So Madhavendra Puri, in this way, is actually the connecting link of Madhva Sampradaya, from where Gaudiya Sampradaya starts another branch. So he is really the connecting link for every one of the Gaudiya Vaishnavas, from whom Chaitanya Mahaprabhu derives the seed of love of Godhead, which is planted by Madhavendra Puri in Ishwara Puri, sprouts through Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and becomes the Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradaya. So in that way, today is an auspicious occasion of Sri Madhavendra Puri's disappearance, and his Samadhi is in the 64 Samadhi areas in Vrindavan. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, once he was passing through the birthplace of Ishwara Puri, he said, he took the dust from the birthplace. He said, this dust is my life and soul. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, this dust is my life and soul. So in that way, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu actually gave this process of Krishna consciousness, of giving Krishna Prem very easily to all the conditioned souls, in line with how Lord Ramachandra sent his brothers to bring all the conditioned souls to his lotus feet. So in this way, Lord Ramachandra acted as an ideal king, and he engaged everyone, those who can go out and conquer and those who can sit and relax also. He was very kind to everyone. So in the same way, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, by the mercy of Ishwara Puri's giving the love of God to him, he also engaged so many devotees to go around and preach. Following in the footsteps, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati, he travelled widely and preached and established Gaudiya Math all over India. And he planted the seed of conquering the world in Srila Prabhupada. He said, go to the West and preach in the English-speaking world. And Prabhupada, following in the footsteps as an ideal disciple, like ideal brothers, Bharat Maharaj, Shatrughna, they went and fulfilled the desire of Ramachandra. In the same way, Lord Krishna's desire through Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, through the Acharyas, Srila Prabhupada, he has laid the foundation for this worldwide conquering. This is a conquering. Lord Ramachandra's brothers conquered the whole world physically, and this is spiritual conquering. So, following the footsteps of Srila Prabhupada, we also understand his mood. Like Ishwara Puri could understand the mood of his spiritual master and act accordingly. It is very important to understand our Acharya's mood and mission. What did Prabhupada want us to do? So, in that way, if we engage in the activities that are laid down by Srila Prabhupada, preach and bring more and more conditioned souls to the lotus feet of Krishna, our life will be successful. By being so, like Lord Ramachandra, when he went, he took all the residents of Ayodhya back home, back to Ayodhya in the spiritual sky. In the same way, by simply following the instructions sincerely, seriously, with full surrender, when one pleases Srila Prabhupada, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati, Lord Chaitanya and Lord Krishna, one can also go back home, back to Goloka Vrindavan. Stop here. Is there any question or comment? You very well in advance keep the mic with you only.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you, Prabhuji, for the class. Prabhuji, you were very nicely explaining about this Kali Yuga king some time back, this Manu Niti Chola. Manu Niti Chola you were explaining. So how you gave example that how in this time also we can see such kind of standards being followed. So my question is, we often hear about Anukaran and Anusaran, that how we cannot actually imitate, we can follow in the footsteps. So my question is that although we hear this principle, but like we may lower the standard while we are just following it. So we say, like we often are not able to catch the main principle in terms of following it. So we may not be able to exactly do the same activity because of our own limitation. So can we say that, just wanted to check, that we try to imitate, but then we cannot actually imitate, and this is how we may actually follow some things, like say in
there
the
is no
life
need for any imitation. You know the standards, as much as possible we try to follow. No limit for imitation. Where is the question of imitation?
Just like this, Manu Niti Chola king, now, this is some time back, and Lord Ramchandra is doing, and we have heard about in Bhagavatam also, like Shibi Maharaj you mentioned. So, this is almost like, seems like to be a kind of an imitation activity that, killing his own prince, killing his own son, through the same process how, this cow came to, find justice. So just, got a, question that, we cannot imitate, but then we should certainly try our level best.
Yeah.
And this is how we will end up in doing something at least,
No, if you are trying to do at your level best, what happens?
We will be able to actually do, to whatever extent is our capacity.
Yeah, step by step, you do small things first as a small dose. The heavy dose is not given immediately, no, small dose. You don't have to do like Manu Niti Chola, but at least you can do in your own level a small sacrifice which is, generally expected for some higher purpose. Small thing. Small thing can start with, when you are serving prasad, you see the malpua is getting finished. You are serving. That's the only bucket. And it is, in the line there are so many people. And you are counting how many are in the bucket, how many are there. How many are there, how many in the bucket. And it so happens that there is only one last piece and there is only one person in the line. It will be seen whether you are going to give the full malpua to him or half of it and keep half for yourself. You can serve half also, If you say that, no, my dharma is to serve now, I am serving and I am not going to get malpua, fine. If you can pass that test, then you try something else. If you can't pass this test, don't try anything else. Don't then think that, okay, my brother is there, I will beat him. What beating? You can't even tolerate the attachment for one malpua. What is because of detachment for something else? You are not even detached for malpua. How you can be detached for the relation which is more stronger? Not possible. You can't execute that. So you have to go step by step. Surrender is also step by step. Overnight you cannot, sometimes when somebody becomes a needy devotee, I am now surrendered to Krishna. Take a bite, surrender to Krishna. Every first day, it looks like you are fully surrendered actually. When you discover something more after 10 years, I am still not surrendered. So, in the first time when you experience, you become excited about it. I have given up my job, this is the surrender, no? That is the first step, Baba. There are much more steps to come. So, step by step. There is no need for imitation. There is no need for imitation. You have to do one step. Take one step at a time. Be convinced that you are strong. Then take another step. Don't take 10 steps at a time. You will break your leg. One step at a time. Simple things you see whether you are able to come to that standard. Then you can go to the little higher step, higher step, higher step. And it is quite possible to do the highest step also. Possible. But you have to be determined. If you are not determined, if your mind is weak, for that you have to, see, it is like this. A king is supposed to be as soft as a lotus flower and as hard as a thunderbolt when he is going to punish. For somebody to banish his wife when she is pregnant, one has to be very strong. It can't be weak-minded person. But then when you are favoring a person, you can be very soft. Giving benefit to somebody, you can be soft. Charity, you can be very soft. So both are there. Depending upon place, time and circumstances, one has to execute that. It is quite possible that one can be in that highest level also. But step by step. No imitation. Imitation won't work. Imitation is supposed to be on the stage of drama. But let us not make our life itself a drama. You can do on the drama, no. There, life cannot be a drama. If you imitate, then it becomes a drama. The real thing comes step by step, step by step. Overnight, you can't become Haridas Thakur, First to prove that your mind and senses are controlled. If it is not under control, forget about becoming Haridas Thakur. Whether one can become, yes, he can become, but do this and then become. Not first to become and then do. No. No, I will become Haridas Thakur and then I will try to control the senses. Sorry. 100% failure guaranteed. I am not even saying 99.9. Anything else?
Hare Krishna. Prabhuji, why there is need of one king proving supremacy on others? There can be multiple kings ruling different kingdom, but here we see that many times fighting happens between the Kshatriya kings because they want to prove their supremacy over others. But if one king is ruling his kingdom, there can be many kings and kingdom like this. So we can avoid fighting like this. So what is the advantage of having one emperor ruling everything?
There is always one emperor for the whole planet. That emperor used to be ruling from different places depending upon, like Ramchandra, when he was emperor of the whole world. Dasarat Maharaj, emperor of the whole world. Yudhishthira Maharaj, emperor of the whole world. Yudhishthira Maharaj sent the 4 brothers in 4 directions actually. Arjuna is called Dhananjay because he wanted to do Rajasuya sacrifice. He wanted Dhana. Arjuna went and conquered the northern direction and brought so much gold. Then he did Rajasuya Yajna. So when one does Rajasuya Yajna, then he has to be accepted as the emperor of the whole world. And somebody says, no, I don't accept it, then there will be a fight. Kshatriya means fight is like a sport. For Kshatriya, chalo, are fighting karenge, kya kalik bait ke kya karna hai? Chalo. That is Kshatriya dharma. So if the Kshatriya says, I don't mind, मेरा छोटा गांव में कर रहा हूँ यही ठीक है, आप emperor है रखो भाई, आप ही रखो. Then no problem. No, why I should accept you? I am as powerful as you. Chalo, prove it. Then there will be fight. That fight is nothing wrong. Dharma yuddha ho jayega. There's nothing wrong in fight actually. It's like a sports. They fight and establish. Somebody has to say who is the emperor, Somebody has to say. Those days, they used to send a horse. That horse, challenge horse will go. Anybody challenges it, they have to fight. So there is nothing wrong in having fights as long as fought on principles. Not like, unprincipled. There is also a yuddha dharma, rules of fight. So in that rules of fight, you establish your supremacy. That's allowed.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. My question is that some devotees prefer to chant at some solitary places like Vrindavan or whether in temples, and the senses and mind, it's very difficult to come under our control. Is it that if we go for book distribution and all, if we go for book distribution outside, and our mind and senses will come under our control? This is my question.
If we go to book distribution, whether our mind will come under control, you are asking? The engagement of mind makes the mind slowly to become controllable. Even when you are going to distribute book, you may be interacting with people, but then the advantage is that you are with devotees. One devotee can save another devotee. Hare, aisa ho gaya, kya karega? Chalo, nahi, udhar mat jana, idhar aa. So, the Bhajananandis, they are in group so that, one saves the other. Who knows who needs, some kind of help. Anytime he may need help. So, even though dealing with the material energy, there is always a risk also, but that risk is a calculated risk. Sometimes you'll have to take calculated risk, In the calculated risk, there is a risk in distributing books, but then your real intention is to distribute book and then, just to get out of that place. You are not going to, same person I want to distribute. It is very nice to distribute that person, You search that person, where is that person? Then you will invite trouble. My job is over, I got one book gone. Chalo, dusra ko pakadega. So once you go somewhere else, the mind from this object, it goes to another object, so it's okay. The mind is in the same object is the problem. Same person you deal with problem. Once you deal and get out of the place, is no problem. Same person again and again, that is the problem. That's why travel to different places so that you are not in one place. So that you don't get attached to certain things there. Yes, if one sincerely keeps the company of like-minded devotees, even though the situation may be difficult to control the mind and senses, because of the association and the guidance from the superior authorities, slowly his mind and senses will come under control. In addition to that, he is also practicing Krishna consciousness, right? So those things are going to naturally develop the vairagya in him. Vasudeve Bhagavati Bhakti Yoga Prayojata. Janati Asu Vairagyam Jnanam Chayad Ahaitukam. Vairagya slowly will happen when one is engaged in devotion of Krishna. Whereas the risk by sitting in one place is that if you are in little danger by somehow or other, there will not be anybody to save you. So we don't have to put ourselves in a very risky situation. That is why in the modern age, Srila Prabhupada has created this movement as a preaching movement. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, preaching movement. Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati preaching. So our acharyas are teaching us to preach and be in the association of devotees so that you are not in a risky situation. That is what we have to do.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Prabhuji, it is said that Lord is not partial to anyone. But in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says that one who preaches my message, he is most dear to me. So by saying that he is like becoming partial to the devotees who are preaching his message. So how to understand this, Prabhuji?
Samoham sarva bhuteshu name dveshosti na priyaha. I don't have any dvesha. I don't have any favor or known to somebody. Meaning, when minimum requirements are to be given, eating, sleeping, mating, if facilities are there, he is not partial in giving food to elephant and giving food to an ant. Equal. तुमको इतना चाहिए इतना ले लो, तुमको इतना चाहिए इतना ले लो. Equal in minimum requirement of one's life. But minimum requirement being fulfilled, when somebody does something more than that, then he has to also reciprocate. Reciprocation is also a duty of Krishna. Suppose you go on to give some service to Krishna. You are given food for everybody in the country. But somebody comes and does something extra to you, it is necessary for you to reciprocate, You can't, I am equal, Yes, one who is not doing anything is not reciprocating. One who is doing something is reciprocating. That way is equal. Ye yatamam prapadyante tam stataiva bhajamyakam. You, as you surrender to me, I reciprocate. You can't say that, oh, I am surrendered, I came to temple, and I am surrendered, I am becoming full-time devotee, and Krishna is showing very special favor to the gopis. Why is not showing similar favor to me? Okay, gopi chhod do. I am surrendered, and I actually want to taste how this rasmalai is offered in the morning bal bhog mein kaisa offering hota hai, taste karna chahiye mere ko. And then you think like that and keep sitting, and then nobody is calling and giving you rasgulla. God has a rasmalai. He said, what is this? I am surrendered to Krishna. I thought about my rasmalai, and Krishna has not stolen rasmalai for me, and he stole for Madhavendra Puri. This is partiality. Why is not doing the same thing to me? First you qualify your level of thing, you will reciprocate that much only, That itself also is impartial. This much reciprocate kiya, and for more he has reciprocated in a different way. That is. So, the Lord is not partial, but it is necessary for him to reciprocate somebody who is doing something more, surrendering. If he doesn't reciprocate, he will be failing in his duty in that way. He has to take care of that also, That is also his duty. So, in that way, he certainly reciprocates more with those who are more surrendered unto him.
So, Prabhuji, can we conclude that those who are preaching the message, they are most surrendered to him? Like that.
In preaching also, depends upon our own advancement in Krishna consciousness. We go and give a lecture. Prabhupada went and gave a lecture. He is also preaching, we are also preaching. So we can't equal these two things, Different levels are there. So depending upon that, things are going to be reciprocated also. We cannot expect, we can't equate, varieties are always there. Somebody is more advanced, somebody is less advanced, variety is always there. But take it for granted, Krishna is recognizing your service. Everybody's service. One small flower, the first day you came and gave it to Krishna and noted. No loss. That way, wait for the time to come. Time will come.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Granthra Srimad Bhagavatam ki, Srila Prabhupada ki, Thai Gaura Premanande.